record. Okay, now I'm recording. There we go. So like my main character is Eden Trade. I've been trading for like a little over 4 years. Been playing since like 2005. Um, and then started doing like market stuff like 4 years ago, building trade hubs, notably Stackmon, which I think most of you guys in Eve Uni are around Stackmon, or most of you. And right now it's like I've grown my market operation up to like 15,000 market orders, and about 1 trillion on the open market. Well, 1 trillion in market orders and probably like 300 something billion in assets sitting around. And then I do about 2,000, 2,500 market transactions per day, and then 2 billion in profits per day, to like 5 to 7 billion in revenue each day. Oh, I guess we should let everybody else know that we are in Mumble as too, so they join us. So where are we going from here? So that's about who I am, what I do. Before I started doing trade, I've just been like PvP nullsec for since 2005 until like 2018 or something. Um, so the first thing is it's just getting into like buying your items. So what I do, like my whole operation, what I do is like I buy all my stuff in Jitta. Once I buy it, I ship it to where I'm going to sell it at. So like I'll buy whatever I'm going to sell. I bring it to like say Stackmon, and then I just mark it up and resell it. I don't use buy orders. Those can be a little bit. It's just more time versus your effort. You can put in a buy order, get it a little bit cheaper. You can just buy directly from Jitta. Um, and then I kind of use a spreadsheet. I'll show you guys this all in a little bit. With my items, I keep my items that I'm going to stock in a spreadsheet, how many I'm going to stock, and then you can just copy and paste that over. And then when you buy your items, you just want to be careful, like if you're using multi-buy, that you don't accidentally buy too much. Oh, first we got to find. Oh yeah, I'll skip the slideshow. But we'll go over buying and selling the items, and what items to buy and sell. So obviously, Jitta, um, you wanna. What I do is I buy my items, but to find some items that you want to sell, generally, I'll show you here. So this is like all my sales here, as you can see. Um, rigs, 31% of my sales just come from rigs, and that's about 14 billion each month or each week that I'm selling uh, rigs for. So that's a really good market to like get into if you're gonna be like selling stuff. The other one's ammo. Highlight all that. If you look at ammo, like 12% of my sales each week are, well, 12% of my overall sales are ammo. Usually generally around 5 billion per month in just ammo. Remember, I got like 15,000 market orders, so it's a lot of ammo that I stock. But so we got rigs, ammo, and I think the other one was weapons, 9.78% of all my sales. So those are like the three main ones you want to actually look at if you're looking to sell things. Ammo, everybody always needs ammo. Don't do T1 ammo because I mean, that's you're not going to make that big of a profit. I sell faction, T2 ammo, rigs, just generally just about any rigs you can sell. It's hardly anybody selling rigs. And then weapons, everybody always needs like guns to put on their ships. The only other thing is mining equipment. So everybody's out mining in high sec, and So that's another good thing to sell. But we'll look at some things here on the JITA market. So we go in the market. Uh, let's look at rigs. Oh my God, let me find the rigs. Sorry. I'm used to using copy and paste all the time to buy my stuff. There we go. There we go. Rigs. So if you're looking for an item to sell, the best place to go is just JITA, because it has, I mean, everybody buys from JITA, everybody sells in JITA. It has good price data to look at. So you can look at a couple of these. If you're looking for stuff to sell, like if you go medium Trimark armor pump, you can see obviously the price, the market data. You want to use the price history. I think you want to have it on show graph. Yeah, get rid of the table, show graph. I just do it like the past 3 months. So, I mean, you can click on everything in the market. That's kind of how I find my items to sell. But if you look at the sort by date, so you got 6/3, 6/2. This is pretty much every past day. But if you look at the quantity, quantity sold, Jesus, I keep clicking the wrong thing. You can see like yeah, yesterday there's 200 sold. The previous day 500, 300, 300, 300, 400. So if you're selling several hundred in JITA, I mean it's kind of guaranteed you're going to sell at least a couple or a few outside of JITA. Um, so if you keep looking through the items, like, I mean, all these items are pretty much good to sell. This one, the thermal armor reinforcement, you're selling 20, 30, 50 in JITA. I really wouldn't even try selling these outside of JITA because you got to think somebody's only going to be buying from you if they need it or they forget it or like oh I want to fit this on my ship. There's going to be less customers outside of JITA that are going to need that. So I would say for like every 100 that sell in JITA, you might sell one or a couple outside of JITA. So I mean, this isn't even worth stocking in a market hub. Same with this, like 13.6. Those are just too low of sales. And we just keep going through. I mean, that's nothing. I wouldn't sell that. I wouldn't even sell this. You're barely hitting 100 sold in JITA. Barely 100. And then like this one might be a good one. Like if you're gonna go sell it somewhere outside of JITA, would be 100. You're at least good and over 100 here. And then obviously medium Trimark Armor Pump 1. This is really good to sell outside of JITA. So you're looking at like a couple thousand sold per day. So that's potentially you could sell several of these per day out there. But that's kind of the basics of finding items that you want to sell. The other thing you can look at, like, I mean, ammo. Like I said, ammo is a pretty good one. We can go. Let's go. Well, missiles. Missiles are popular. So you can do like faction missiles. You can look through the price, what's selling. You can see a couple million a day. Is it blurry? It could be blurry. I don't know. But if you look at these, a couple million. But then if you look at the Dread Guristas, I think these are harder to come by. Like the Nova, you don't wouldn't even touch the Nova compared to like the other Nova, Caldari Navy Nova, which is almost a million units a day compared to 0 to 1,000. So that's the basics on finding items to sell. What was next? Oh, obviously we want to go over the skills. So uh, go over a couple skills. I'm pretty sure it's been covered quite a lot in trade skills. But the main skills that you want, I mean, you can go Tycoon, level 5. That's going to take quite a while. I think I calculated it to like 80 days to get there. That'll give you 305 maxed out character, 305 market slots, so you can sell 305 items at a time. But realistically, I mean, if you start out with trade, you start training the trade skill, you're gonna get four per level. Doesn't take long to train up. So that's like 20 you can start out with, and then you can keep going from there. I have 60 characters, all maxed out, Tycoon level 5. And then you got accounting. You definitely want to train accounting up. Let's see if we can make this bigger. So it decreases the sales tax 11%. So this just goes when you go to sell an item, you're going to get charged sales tax. Let me see if I got something in my hanger to sell. Thing to show you if you're not too familiar with sales tax. So say if we go and sell this, you'll see like the sales tax. If we didn't have like the sales tax to level 5 or the accounting to level 5, you would be charged probably twice this. So you'd be charged 4 million versus 2 million. Broker's fee. You want to definitely do broker relations if you're trading in a NPC station like a non-player Citadel. If you're just trading strictly in a Citadel, I don't think you need broker relations since the broker fee is always generally going to be 1%. But if you are trading in like just a non-Citadel, you want to train this up to at least level 4. But since Jitta is an NPC station with the skill at level 4, I'm getting charged 1.8%. So I mean that drops it in essentially half. So you're not. So if we didn't have any of those skills trained, you would be paying about 6 million versus three-ish million just to post this order. All right, back to this. I think I skipped over. Yeah, I completely skipped over a lot. So just going back to the skills. Your max skilled character, 305 market orders you can post. Um, and then to get to the max market slots, it's the Tycoon skill, level 5. And then the basic skills, trade to level 5, accounting to level 4, and then advanced broker relations to level 4. And like I said, if you're trading an NPC station, then broker relations to level 4. And if it's in a Citadel, it's not needed. I mean, you should probably trade in a Citadel just because I mean it saves you skill time and you still essentially get a good like little broker tax break. We went over the ways to how to find your items. Obviously use the Jitta market. If it sells well in Jitta, um, generally any T1, T2 items going to sell pretty well outside of Jitta. Some of my markets, like Literature, Norv, Akaikin, they're 4 jumps from Jitta, and I still sell quite a lot. And I'm selling at about a 75% markup. So if I buy like a million ISK item, 1 million ISK item in Jitta, it costs me a million ISK. I bring it 4 jumps out of Jitta, I sell it for 1.7 million. People are buying it. So I mean, you can essentially sell anywhere that's like a high traffic area. Um, you always want to use the price history tab on the item when looking for an item to sell. It'll show you the volume traded per day. If it's high, then the items, I mean, people are buying it. If it's a lot are selling a day, people are going to buy it. Generally, it's safe to sell it somewhere else in Eve. And then you also want to when looking for an item, check the area when you're selling it, like what's needed. Like if it's a faction warfare area, like close to where they're doing faction warfare, are they using like frigates? I mean, are they look at like the kill board to find that out, like and look at what frigates and stuff that people are getting blown up in. So if they're getting blown up in a lot of like Tristans, then obviously you want to like sell fittings to them that they could use to fit those ships. Or if you're like in an alliance staging area, or if it's like nullsec, what like your alliance uh what do you call them, doctrine ships? Like, if you're flying all Vexers in your alliance, I mean, I would stock the items that the alliance needs for those ships, doctrine ships. Because I mean, somebody's gonna forget an item or need to fit like one of their Vexers or something. Then of course, I mean, are the people doing a lot of mining in the area? So you can sell like all the mining gear, like mining drones, mining lasers, strip miners, crystals, stuff like that. And then, like I said, if anything, just go with what everybody needs. I mean, everybody needs ammo and drones. No matter what, every ship, just about every ship uses ammo and drones. So if you sell Tech 2 ammo, some faction ammo, and drones, you're going to be set. You should probably do Tech 2 drones versus T1 drones just because Tech 2, you're going to get more of a profit off of that. And I'll go over profit here in a bit. So, buying your items, like I said, I strictly just buy from Jitta. It has the quantity I need, the price that is usually fair. I don't use buy orders. You can use the buy orders. You can get it a bit cheaper, but it takes longer. You got to wait for the order to be filled, uh, and then possibly that's just delaying you having, you getting your stuff to move it to sell it. Plus, it's just I calculate it to my time versus my cost. It's essentially cost and effort. Do I want to fudge with buy orders or just mess with sell orders? The other thing is to set up a spreadsheet with the items, the item names, and how many you will stock. So I'll show you that in a bit. But what that means is if you're going to sell like a strip miner one, I mean, I put like I'm going to always carry like 10 in stock, or when I relist it, I'm going to stock 10 of them. So I can just easily buy 10 more. Um, and then always just be careful of the price when using multi-buy. I'll show you how to use multi-buy here in a minute. If it displays a high red number, then that's the above regional, so you just want to check that out when buying to make sure you're not getting ripped off. Let me find my spreadsheet. So here's kind of like my spreadsheet here. Let me get back on this screen. All right, so here's my spreadsheet. This is kind of what I use. It's kind of been patchworked together over the years. Uh, but this is essentially, you can see all my stuff listed here. This is what I'm selling for each market hub. I'll just sort A to Z. So like out of the 17 areas that I sell in, I just sell all this stuff all on the left here. And then this pulls my data uh, from actual Eve, and it just gives me. I'm not going to go over all of this because it's quite confusing. I don't even know how it works sometimes because it's just patched together. But you can see we'll go over 200 steel plates. Um, right here I stock 40 of those. Right now my stock level 65%, so I have 65% left on the market to sell. My sell price is 1.3 million. That's what I'm going to sell it for. And then the Jitta price is 748,000 ISK. So we can just go look at the steel plates really quick in Jitta. So here's the steel plates, 734,000 ISK. And then if we go back over, I'm selling it for 1.3 million. So three, four. So I'm making like 500,000 ISK every time I sell one of these. Now, how I calculate this is I kind of have a markup sheet. I'll show you how you can do it easily, but I have all my items listed here, my stock levels, my markup's like 75%, so it just automatically takes 70 times 75% plus my item, and then it gives me the price that I'm going to sell it for. But let's say I'll just create a new sheet. We'll do some simple math. Let me find some items to sell. Here we'll do hammerheads. Oop. Copying the wrong thing. All right, we'll go with it. I don't know why it's copying that. Holy shit balls. There we go. So let's just say, I mean, you start a new Google Sheet. Name. Oop. So let's just say, like, you just decided to start, you want to sell Hammerhead 1 to Hammerhead 2s. Normally, I would just put, I'm going to stock 50 of each. So, I mean, it's just, I use the stock just because, I know I'm always going to buy 50. So no matter what, I know I need the S there to continuously, if I sell all 50, I need the S there to buy 50 more. Um, so just say create a Google Sheet. You got Hammerhead ones, Hammerhead twos. You're gonna stock those, say in Stackmon, wherever you're at. So if you wanted to actually buy these, you can just go ahead and Control C. We got that, and then okay, let's go to Jitta and buy these. Oh, that's not Jitta. This is Jitta. So how I do it, I just use multi-buy, and then just add items listed from clipboard. So you can see this is just an easy way of buying things. So say if you had like 10, 20, 30 items you got to buy, you can just copy it over from your spreadsheet instead of having to go through, search through the market, like where you go to, drones, like where are the drones? I got to find these, all that stuff. Just copying and pasting from a spreadsheet. It's much faster, easier. Then what I was talking about is if you're looking at the price, you can see that's 2.4% above the regional average. This is like 0.6%, so you don't really have to worry about the getting ripped off. But if there's something that says, like 10, 20% above regional average, I'll generally look at that. But you can see, like, if you just click on, just view market details, if this was like 20%, I would go in here and look at it to make sure, like, maybe all the Hammerhead 2s were sold out. And then, like, the last order for Hammerhead 2s, as you can see, you get down here. So you can see all these are like 1 million esque, 1 million, 1 million. But say if they were all sold out, this happens on generally other low selling items. You get into these $5 million, 5 million esque market items. So then that would be, like 400% above market average. But sometimes that happens to where you're buying it, but then multi-buy will go to the 5 million price. So you just got to be careful about that. Make sure you're not actually paying the 5 million versus the 1 million. So let's see. Let me see where we're at. Buying your items, blah blah blah. Where to sell? We'll get to that in a second. Keep going the wrong one. So obviously, buy your items. I'm not going to buy those. I don't need them. Uh, So I buy my items, they should land into your hangar. So say if you bought, I don't know, all these items here. So now the next thing you know, you got to do is like transport them to where you're going to sell them. So the locations you want to sell in are really, really places in high. Every place in high sec is essentially a good place to sell. Um, I sell in several regions, some higher, lower volumes, but it's essentially stable. Like I said, you can sell 4 jumps outside of Jeddah. I mean, I sell 2 jumps outside of Amar. I sell right in the same region. You can see the market in Rennes, like right next to Rennes in a Citadel, and I'm still making a lot of sales just, being right outside of Rennes, which is another bigger trade hub. Uh, but if you're looking for places to sell, you want to look for like high traffic areas, like people coming and going. Think of it as like a busy street. So each system's like each Stargate is like a street connected to, another system. But if there's a lot of people coming in and out of it, there's a chance somebody's going to need that item that they're traveling through like a street, like I'm going to stop off here and buy it from here instead of going the whole way to Jeddah or Rennes or Mar to actually buy it. Um, and the other thing you want to do is like sell in existing market stations. So like Stackmon, the Fortizar, for example, it would be a good, it would be better to sell in there because there's a lot of items listed there already. So if you list your item there, more people are already going there. It's like if you go to like Walmart, there's a lot of people going into Walmart. If you put an item for sale on the shelves at Walmart, I mean, obviously there's more people going into that store, so you get more eyes on that item to buy it from there. So, like if you post an item for sale outside of like wherever but where the main source is, people will generally just buy, they're not going to fly over to the other station to buy your item from the other station when it's already in the station they're at with the other items. So um, just try to sell where it's grouped up as possible. But to find a place to sell at, I generally use the map. Hold on, I'll find the map here in a second. I've just been doing a lot of market stuff. That's the journal. I hardly use these anymore. I just sit in the station all day. So let's look. So we got average pilots in space in the past 30 minutes. That's one good check. Let me see if I can sort it by high sec. Security status. Oh, but we can't do that. So you can do like average pilots in space. Let's just look at Stackmon. That's where I'm at now. So average 7 pilots in the system. Obviously, that's not true because there's 43. But if there's a system with 43 people or consistently like 20 to 30 to 40, that's a good place to sell because I mean there's plenty of people there. You're obviously somebody's going to need something in that system. And then like Slays, 27 people, 8 art, 5 people. But the one thing you definitely want to use is jumps in the past 24 hours. Let me see if I can find it. Holy crap. Oh, jumps in the last hour. So 185 jumps in the last hour, 81. That's low sec 21, but 192 jumps. So you can see just around here, it's really good to sell because you got at least 200 people going in and out of the system. So it's, like I said, a busy highway, busy road. People are around. They're going to buy from there. See if I can remember the name. Let's just write out you. If we go over here, uh, So this is one of the Hatakani. This is like one of the places that I used to sell in. It was pretty good, but I just moved it, the market hub for convenience. But you can see 1,489 jumps in the last hour. Then the system before that, 1,300 jumps, 751, and then you're looking at like 900, and then 1,500. So you can see like this line essentially any spot would be a good spot to sell. Just list some market orders. Somebody's going to buy something. Um, but it would probably be the system like right here because I think a couple more systems from over here connect to it. But that's kind of the basics that I use. I don't really overcomplicate it. It's mainly if you go jumps the last hour. I mean, as long as there's a lot of jumps, you're going to get some sales. I think there's one more spot. So we'll go here. Ooh. And Jitta. Zoom out. So you can see this is literature. This is another spot that I sell. So it's 586 jumps in the last hour. It is literally 4 jumps from Jitta. So Jitta is like right here. So here, Sobaseki, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 jumps from Jitta. And I get pretty good sales from here. I can show you. Let me bring it over. Got to go to this one. So this is just the month of May. This was last month. So if you see here, that's that system. 4 jumps from Jitta. I've sold 16 billion, 16.3 billion just in that system with 5.6 billion in profits. So I mean that's not bad. I mean people are lazy. They just stop off instead of going the whole way to Jitta. They see my item, they stop there, they buy it. They buy it at 75% markup, 40, 50% markup, and then I make a profit off of it. But you can see all the places that I do sell in this screen right here. So like Valor is pretty good. Literature, Minquin, Stackmon's right here, like 13 billion. But you can see I list 305 same items every place. So like Valor 16 billion, 15 generally just with 300 say. So if you take one, oh well, 3 6 900 per location. So say if you take one character, you had 305 items listed somewhere, you can potentially make a third of this, which is 6 12 like 5 billion. So like each character and each of these trade hubs is doing around 5 billion in revenue, which would be, I don't know, 1 2 billion in profits just in the higher volume ones. Lower volume outside of these are down in Amar, Candid, Cador. I mean 6 7 billion for 30 days of sales, 2 billion in profit. I mean that pays for one plex, but that's using 3 characters. And then these are like low jumps per hour. There's like hardly anybody in this area. Um, but I mean, I'm still selling things. People are still buying. I think the other one is what do we got? Amamaki. Where is it at? I don't know, somewhere. Not in here. Oh, there it is. So this is low sec, like Amamaki. Um, that's faction warfare space, 13 billion, 4 billion in profits. I mean, you can sell in low sec, you can sell in high sec, you can essentially sell anywhere. Um, and it's really just trial and error. Like, don't be afraid to buy an item. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I mean, you go here. Let's see. Let me find an item just to look up. Do we have something? You buy 77 of these at 1.6 million. Ah, crap, nobody bought it. Nobody's buying any of these. I lost. You can't lose your ISK. So what I'm saying is, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, you paid 1.6 million, nobody bought them. You want to liquidate it and say you want your ISK fast, you're going to resell them back in Jitta for, 1.4 million. You're not losing a whole lot of ISK there, and then it's just trial and error. Like, you buy it, nobody just buy it, bring it back to Jitta, liquidate it, or you can put it on the Jitta market. Um, so they're selling like, 100, 500 a day. If you keep up with it, you can liquidate it in Jitta in a day, 77 of these. Um, so it's you can't lose ISK unless you like make a mistake posting your order. So buy away. I mean, worst that happens, you just gotta resell it in Jitta, get your ISK back, not make a profit. So don't be afraid about buying stuff. I mean, it's trial and error. If it doesn't work out, liquidate it, bring it to Jitta. Um, so the next thing you do, I mean, you get your spreadsheet, you buy all your items you want to sell. Now it's like, how can you get your stuff to, like, how can I get my stuff to Stackmon? The thing that you can do, you can move the items yourself. It's just time consuming. I'd rather not spend my time moving stuff around Eve. I mean, it could take, I think, Jitta, HiSec, 10, 15 jumps to Jitta from Stackmon. I don't know, something like that. And it also could be risky. I mean, if you're moving a billion ISK, you could get ganked, especially if you're in T1 Hall or something like that. I prefer just third party logistics companies like PushX. I mean, it's the secure way of moving your items. Essentially, it's insurance. Like you make a contract, they'll charge you like 80 million ISK, something like that, whatever it costs. They move it, they get blown up, you get your ISK back, you don't even lose any money. Let's look at PushX. So, I mean, this is PushX. It explains everything. I just use PushX. I think I've moved about 10 trillion ISK with them. So, and they've only lost 2 ships. But if you're going to use PushX, you can just do this. Volume, I don't know, we'll say we're moving 60,000 M3 and like 2 billion. So to move 2 billion from Jitta to Stackmon, like you're looking at 34 million ISK. I mean, that's really, if you think about it, if you're going to sell everything for 50% profit, uh, I mean, out of 2 billion, you're looking at 1 billion in profit. You're losing 34 million on shipping when you actually sell everything. So, I mean, it's very cheap, saves you time, and then you can essentially just keep playing the game. So definitely look at third-party apps whenever you're looking. There's like Red Frog and a couple like public contracts you can use. And if you're starting out, and say if you do 200 million, or we'll just do 100 million, it's going to cost you 17 million to move 100 million. If you sell it, say like 50% profit, you're going to be making 50 million. So you'll be making somewhere around like 30-ish, 33 million ISK on 17 million spent. So that's, definitely use it. Saves you time. You don't have to worry about getting blown up. It could take 3 days to actually get there, or you can do the rush service, but that's 117 million. Oh, I forgot to show. Go back to this. So you got your items. Actually, let's buy these because I forgot to show you how to do like the markup. We'll just do this really quick. So if you want to do quick, easy calculations for the markups on what you're buying, um, just buy that. You can go to the wallet. Hold on, Game Pros. There we go. So you can see if you go to your wallet, this is my corporate wallet, but this will show up in your personal wallet. You can just go to buy. You can see the Hammerhead purchases I did. You can actually just shift click, highlight them all, and then Control C. So now that's copied, and then just go back over to the spreadsheet. So let's just say I'll just post them here. So this is the copied wallet in the spreadsheet. You can, copy it, post it to another sheet so it's separate from your stock items that you're selling list. But you can see now that we have the price that we paid for it, 29,000 ISK for the Hammerhead ones, 1 million ISK, 1 million ISK. The first thing you got to do is you got to get rid of this ISK in the wallet. Is it not finding it? Ah, damn. There we go. Just Control F to find. So you can see like find and replace. Just do this sheet, match case, all capital ISK. Just replace all. It's the easy way. So now you get your price that you paid. I'll show you like one advanced thing you can do in Google Sheets, just like it's a VLOOKUP. It'll just search this. It'll get the price. It'll easily just kind of uh, see if I can remember how to do it. So that's just like a simple code. It's looking up the Hammerhead. What do you call it? The Hammerhead name. It's looking over here to find Hammerhead. And then it's just going to get the second place. So it's going to get whatever's in H. So 29,000. God damn. So you can see 29,000. 29,000 I paid for Hammerhead 1, 29,000. Got the price for the Hammerhead 2, 1 million ISK. So, I mean, you can look up, you can Google search like VLOOKUP, and then I'll just label that price paid. So now we got like what we paid for the price, simple, easy. You don't have to copy and paste or do anything like that if you just use VLOOKUP. Now we want to find the price that we're going to sell it for. Let's times it. I don't know, say 50%. So we're just timesing our price paid for it times 50%, and then we're re-adding it to the price paid, just some basic math. So at 50%, we're gonna sell it for 44,000. And then Hammerhead 2 at 50%, we're gonna sell that for 1.5 million. So say once we get everything shipped, delivered, and we're gonna actually put it on the market. This is why I just do this in a spreadsheet. So net we got the Hammerhead 2 delivered. You can just copy the Hammerhead 2 name, go back into the Eve client. Good. So let's just say we're going to go sell it. We got it moved. View market details. I mean, sell. So we're going to go sell the Hammerhead 2, and then we'll just copy the price. Oop. So it just makes it convenient, easy, quick. And then obviously copy is sell price. So we already know that this price that we're going to sell it for is going to be 50% of what we paid it for. Obviously, if you're at a market hub or you're selling somewhere like in Stackmon, maybe it's listed for 1.4 million, so you might want to list yours for 1.4 million. Me, I just kind of post it. I don't care what the other prices are for. I'm in it for the long term, so it'll just sit there until it sells. If you want to sell it quicker, obviously look for the price and make sure we're selling it for lower than what's on the market, but don't sell it for like less than what you paid for it. Uh, all right, where are we at now? Oh, we got moving our items. So posting your items, like I said, just showed you. Generally, I sell anything from 1 to 10 million for 75% markup. Uh, and then anything that's, over 10 million, I'm doing about 40% markup, 40% of what I paid for it, 75% of what I paid for it. You can do whatever price you feel like it. You can just do 25%, 10%. You can do 200%. Really just depends on the item. I do this just because I mess with so many items. It's not convenient for me to like view the item and look at what it's selling for in the location I'm selling, because I would be spending hundreds of hours just relisting items. So it's whatever works for you. Um, boop, boop, boop. Sell, post your items. So the basics of that. What else do we got? Hold on, I forgot. Hmm, Can't remember. I think we're at the end of that. The only other thing you want to do, you look here. Oh, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, essentially what I do to sum it up is, I make a list of items I want to sell. I go and buy them in Jitta, move them, mark them up, and make a profit. We can go over some of my transactions. Oh yeah, that's a good thing. So we got this. I did do a list. This is like a month old of like the top selling items. But we can take a look at this. So you can kind of see here that this is just all, my top selling 100 items. I can link this in the class afterwards. But some of the things like Capital Fuel, um, I'm selling, oxygen isotopes, 10 million units. This is over, I think, the whole year. Yeah, yeah. Capital Fuel, that's my highest selling item. Obviously, you see drones in here. Warriors drones, salvage drones. But this is by quantity over here. Then I did by revenue. If you look at all this stuff, like medium core defense field extender, I've sold 12 billion worth of that. Large industrial core to 10 billion. Oxygen isotopes, I sold 9 billion so far this year. And you can see this is just the top by revenue. So these are potentially higher value items, um, but they're selling really well still. Like modulated strip miners, 3 million mining equipment, salvage drone, 2 billion geckos. So there's definitely money to be made off of a lot of things in Eve. A lot of it, like I said, is what you call it, uh, rigs. And then this kind of just chart of all my sales. I'm selling, like I said, about uh, 2,000 transactions a day up to 2,500. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do in Excel whenever you start collecting all the data of your sell stuff. Well, that's for inventory. And then a couple other things that you can do in your sheets. Like this sheet, once if you once you start like just start Google searching like VLOOKUP, how to find, essentially manipulate your data. Um, Let me look. So some of this stuff, sell price, actual stock level, I went over that, posted price. I think, yeah, I can, well, actually, let me show you how to actually use the Google Sheets. If you're in Google Sheets, you want to, I think we go to get add-ons for the extensions. Yeah, so if you're in Google Sheets, go to the add-ons, GESI, so that's like the Google Sheet add-on for Eve Online. So you want to download this, authorize your character. This is how I'm pulling all the data in. So once you get that set up, it'll be GESI, authorize a character, set your main character. There's a couple functions here, but if you get all that set up, say you wanted to pull your orders. So this is just how I pull my orders. Corporation, corporate orders. I'm pulling from the corporate. Let me see if I have the link. Hold on, let me find the link. Hold on, still looking. There we go. So this is GSI. I can put this link. I'll put it in chat. So once you get GSI, this is all the functions you can essentially call in Google Sheets. So market. If you just type in market, I think you do like character, orders, and this is kind of like the corporate orders, but this is just for a specific character. So you would do, let's copy this. This might load it. We'll see. So yeah, so like you can just go character orders, your um auth auth character that you auth with it, and it'll pull all the market data. So this just pulled all the market data for Eden Trade. Pretty simple, easy. Um, this is everything listed in my character's wallet. You got to do some manipulation. If you get this far, like you can always combo me. I can show you. Like you got to look up the type ID is the actual item, but you have to look it up in a separate sheet. You got to do like one of those V lookups to get the item name. But this item, you can see I have 39 remaining of a total of 50 that I've posted. And then this is like the posted price here. The location, you can get the location, you can look up the location ID as well, but that's obviously going to be Stackmon, the date issued, duration, how many days I put it up for. There's some cool things you can do with the GESI. So you can make a more automated process like I have here to find, I have 55% of the Arbalest cruise missile launchers left. So with 55% left, I know I have, I don't have to buy it for a while. But if we go this way, so you can see easily, like with this sheet, I'm sold out of all this stuff here. So it's just an automated way. I do a couple function calls. So I know I need to rebuy all this stuff. So like if I went to like rebuy everything I was sold out of, I would just copy and paste this. This is how much to buy, 40, 100% or 100,000 void because I'm sold out. But then it also shows, I got 9% left of heavy neutron blasters. I should, out of 32, I have 29. Out of 32, I need 29 more to get 100% of my stock levels. So, I mean, I'd probably buy more of those. But this kind of advances like a whole nother class to do like a whole spreadsheet on this. Like I got my total value of like how much it's actually gonna cost me to buy everything that I need to buy. So like my HUD cost 40 billion, 40.8 billion to 100% buy everything. I'm gonna sell it all for 68.322 billion. Um, and right now, just the value of everything that I have in stack bonds, 60.7 billion. Uh, and then my profit and loss is just like kind of it goes off based off the JITA price. Like right now, I'm 800 million over the JITA price. Uh, it's gonna cost me, and then I got like a cost to restock. It's gonna cost me like 8 billion to restock JITA. That didn't seem right. Oh, that's not added up, but this isn't calculating one thing, something didn't load. But say if it, it could potentially cost me 8 billion when I go to JITA to like restock this. There's a lot of things you can do with GSI, Google Sheets. If you're just doing a simple process like selling 50 items, I mean, you don't have to worry about this unless it's something that interests you. You can just kind of look at your in-game items, go to your market orders. Like if you're only selling like this many things, you can kind of see how many you have left, which I think I got rid of that filter. Yeah, I got rid of that one, but normally it would show like how many you got left here. Let me see if the other character has it. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So if you only have like, 10, 20 things like large traverse, bulkhead, this is going into your market orders. I got 3 of 3 left, 13 days it's going to expire on. So you cannot, you can go here and just tell what you need to buy. So it's easy to do it that way. You don't need a spreadsheet. I can't really think of anything else to go over. Other than that, I guess we'll just do questions if you guys got any questions. I know that was a lot to take in. Um, well, how I started was I was doing kind of level 5 missions. And those are like that's low sec using a carrier. Like you can pump out like a billion ESK in an hour if you're like really on it. But that's kind of how I started. I had the money and like kind of the funds and the experience and the character, like with the skills and everything to do that quite quickly. Um, but just starting out, I mean, essentially to get to 60 characters, I kind of cheated and used skill injectors. I started my first market hub in Stackmon. I saved up like 25 billion to do it because I bought a Fortizar. You don't have to buy a Citadel. So I mean I kind of went overboard. But if you save up, say, a couple hundred million ISK, um, by that time, if you save up even a billion ISK, you can essentially save your ISK and then just train, your market skills to go with it. I mean, in 30 days, you should have like 100 something market slots that you can use. Uh, but if you're just going to dip your toes in it, I mean, really start start small, like 50, 100 market slots, and then start selling stuff, and then kind of you want to figure out your logistics first, like how the whole thing works. Because I mean, there's a lot of like trial and error I've done. There's a lot of wasted hours and stuff like that. I've wasted thousands of hours when I created my first spreadsheet and like figuring out how to move things around, post orders, stuff like that. Uh, but how I really scaled it fast was I kind of started an investment fund where people invested in me. Like I got Stackmon running. I was like, hey, I'm making a profit. Like I asked people to give me ISK to like buy buy more products, open up new trade hubs. And then like I got like 110 billion invested in me because if you can show people that you're making ISK, uh, then people are be like, okay, well, I'll take a chance, and here's 40 billion, 50 billion, take this ISK, and then go start your market. And then eventually I took in 1.4 trillion in investments. So like I got 1.4 trillion from people over the course of a couple of years with people investing, and that's how I like really got it scaled faster than if I was just doing it myself, building, waiting for the IS to come in. Yeah, thanks. And then I think I'm gonna be at FanFest. They're gonna have me as a speaker, so I got like a whole different presentation for FanFest on like just my overall market stuff. So you can look for that in like September. Um, and then the other question here is just how to change your market order by 1S to reset to 90 days. It's pretty simple. All I do is you go into your, what you call it, market orders. I just right click modify and then hit the down arrow and then OK. And it resets that to 90 days. It's quite annoying when you got like 1,000 orders falling off and you gotta like go in there and spend a couple hours, right clicking, modify, down arrow, enter. It drives me nuts. Yeah, sometimes I just let them fall off, but other times it's I try to reset them. What other questions you guys got? I think it's good for like the minimum, like I guess I want to say like basic traders, or like if you're using a one or two characters. But for me, it's just how my operations run. Like that just doesn't work for 15,000 market orders because like I gotta like I want to know exactly what I need to buy, purchase exactly what I need, and see what I'm exactly out of stock on. So it's like I've tried those, they don't do what I need them to do for me. So that's why I just had to create my own system and spreadsheets. Oh, anything else? Questions? Thanks. Yeah, it's well, I mean, it's kind of patched. It's some some stuff I'm not even sure how it works because I'm just like it's been so old, and I'm just like I need to like find this information out. So I type something up, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know how this works anymore. You can still see it's still called copy test. I haven't even named it officially. Copy I'll put the link. That's the link to my Discord in chat. So like you guys can go over there, like easily find me if you got like spreadsheet questions, if you're setting up a spreadsheet, market questions, just join that. Contact me over there. There's like a couple other people that help out with spreadsheet stuff over there. Uh, uh, I try it for competing with like the bigger fish in Eve. I haven't really. I've done a little bit of competition like in my trade hubs, but after a while it's just like I don't even care about it. I got 15,000 market orders posted. I mean, eventually it's going to sell. I just kind of let it just sit there and sell. I think if you have like 50 to 100, 300 market orders, it's good to compete so you can get your stuff sold quicker. But I know I'm already here for like the long term, so it sells when it sells. You know, as long as I'm doing the same amount of transactions per day, like 2,000, 2,500. But if I see that go down to, 1,000 or 50% of what I'm selling, then I'm going to start looking at like my markets and being like, is somebody like outpacing me? Am I going to have to adjust my market orders to like keep up if business drops off? What was oh, there's another link. Oh, I'll link the spreadsheet that I have here. It's kind of, I gave it out whenever I did another thing, but you can kind of just see, it'll just show you like my totals, kind of like some of my market history stuff. And then it'll have like the top 100 items in the sheet. So, I mean, if you're going to start out trading, looking at these top 100 would be a good thing to buy and list wherever you're going to sell. Uh, like, how many did you say? Like 200? I would just one location. So if you look at like these top like 100 items, if you just do the top 100 and put them all in one station, I would say you'd probably have a good chance of selling these. At least selling them somewhere. If you group them up, it's like you got to think like I don't know if you guys have ever been like flying around like oh crap I need like this one or two items, but you see one item that's five jumps one direction and the other items like that you need like two jumps in the other direction. It's just like to me, I'm just like, ah, screw that. You know, if you calculate all the jumps, that could be like 7, 8 systems you have to fly through back and forth. I mean, I'd rather just fly to Jeddah to get it instead of like going back and forth between stations. Um, yeah, it's more of like convenience. Like, I mean, people like I've always done it in the game. It's just like I'm looking for an item, like I forgot, Warp Disruptor 2, and then I'm looking like, okay, it's 10 jumps this direction, or Jitta's 12 jumps away, or it's in the system. I mean, it's listed for 1 million in Jitta, but it's in the system I'm in, it's 2 million. It's not worth my time to, 1 million isn't worth my time. It's just convenience. I'll just buy it for 2 million instead of 1 million. Kind of you got to think of like gas stations. A good example is like gas stations, convenience stores in America. Like a bag of chips costs about $5 there, but if I go to like a grocery store, it costs like $3. But there's a hell of a lot of people that stop at the gas station and like overspend on like chips. I don't get it because every time I go there, I'm just like, I'm getting ripped off. But there's a lot of people that are like, I'm fine with being ripped off. But we're not really ripping people off, but kind of get the gist of it. Um, yeah. I think for like often buying Dodoxy because it's only 9 jumps, is it worth buying in Jitta to fill in market gaps? I mean, yeah, if you're gonna like buy in Jitta, move it to Dodoxy to fill in the market gaps, yes. Um, I mean, yeah, I mean you just have to like check the prices uh, between all of that. I think, oh, I don't know if you guys know, let me look this up. So like if you're checking market prices, you can go like Eve Marketer, like the link there. So like you don't have to have a character in like both systems, and then it'll show you. Oh, not capital ships. We don't sell that. Um, oh, downloading some. So like this will just show you. I don't know. If you use this, the Forge, you can see okay, Jitta. This is how much it cost in Jitta. If you just use this website, it'll pull up the price. But you can look at Dodoxy or whatever any other system, so you can compare like okay, I can buy it in Jitta, move it to Dodoxy, um, without even having to log in to see if you're going to make a profit or not. All right. Anything else? All right. Well, hopefully somebody's going to go out there this weekend and try trading, buy a bunch of stuff, and go resell it. Estimated price uh, is in game. Like when you're going to sell something, I think it's based off of the local market. I think if you go to sell the estimated price. Oh, tooltip estimated price. I think that goes off of like the. I think it goes off of the forge because generally the estimated price goes off of the buy. I think it's like between the buy and sell, like the estimated price. Yeah, I think it goes off of mainly like the buy order. If we look at this, market data, 2000. Do some math. Let me do some math. Two, two. I think this goes off of the Chitta, the forge for the estimated price of what it's going to sell for. Maybe to sell 500. Hold on, I'm just doing some math. No, it looks like it goes off the lowest price. So 500 times 15,000, that's 7.5 million. I think it's just calculating like the lowest price or historical lowest price somewhere around there to get the 7.7 million. I think it just deals with the regional order, something like that. All right. You guys got any other questions, or hopefully you guys learned something a little bit new about the game, something different you can do. Um, like I said, don't be afraid to like buy something. You can just like post 20 items, see if it sells, doesn't sell, bring it back to Jitta and resell it off. I mean, you essentially shouldn't be losing your ISK doing anything with the market. As long as you're, careful whenever you post your items to sell it. It's very hard to be like, oh crap, I lost ISK. Yeah, I did record it. And then I'll upload it on my YouTube and link the whatever YouTube video link here later on. And then the only other thing, be patient. Sometimes it might take a while to sell, but if you get stuff that's, high selling, like warp disruptors, PvP stuff, people usually generally need guns, all that stuff. About all I got. Um, Give it another minute and then I'm gonna head out.